Coming up on Chapman News, can the Dodgers break the tie as they face off tonight with Houston in the World Series?
Is it just me or is it getting hot in here? Southern California temperatures have been breaking records.
And in the spirit of Halloween, we tell you about a new survey on America's worst fears. Hello and what a beautiful afternoon, Orange County, and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Caitlin Moore.
And I'm Adam Winton. Happy early Halloween weekend. Let's get started.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are 2 games into the World Series as they face their third tonight. A win against Houston in the World Series would bring the trophy to Chavez Ravine for the first time in almost 30 years. It was a long, arduous road filled with ginger beards, rookies of the year, and an 11-game losing streak. But let's not worry about that right now. Michael Hofling takes a look at how both teams got to this point.
Hammered to right center field. No doubt shot number 20 for Cody Bellinger.
The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros are in the World Series. Both of these teams won over 100 games in the regular season. This is only the 8th time in history that this has happened, and the first time in 47 years. So just how did these teams get here? Let's start with the hometown boys, the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers are no stranger to the postseason. They've made it to the playoffs 5 years in a row and in 9 of the last 14 seasons. However, they haven't won the World Series since 1988, when Kirk Gibson hit that incredible home run off of Dennis Eckersley. That was awesome. Now, nearly 30 years later, under new management and with a new payroll, the highest in baseball, the Dodgers look to finally get their city, but especially Clayton Kershaw, on that ring they've been craving. The Astros are sort of the opposite. They've made the playoffs twice in the last decade, and just won their division for the first time since 2001. For years, the Astros were the lovable losers, winners in several parallel universes, just not ours. But finally, all those draft picks are paying off. Led by young superstars Carlos Correa, George Springer, Marwin Gonzalez, and possible AL MVP Jose Altuve, the Astros boast a roster that could be great for several years to come and look to start their dynasty this time around. These teams are close. Both have at least one Cy Young, an MVP, and a Rookie of the Year on their squad. So it's no wonder that the series is tied. We'll just have to wait and see if the Dodgers can pull it out. For Chapman News, I'm Michael Hofling.
You know, Adam, I'm learning so much about sports this year, from golf, clubs, to baseball, bats. I really feel like I've made a touchdown.
Yep, I think you're actually really learning. The Dodgers head to Game 3 in Houston and get a nice break from the Heat.
Record-breaking temperatures. This heat wave has brought some of the toastiest weather ever observed in the United States during late October. With temperatures in orange and surrounding areas maxing out at 107 degrees Fahrenheit earlier this week, southwestern California has issued an excessive heat warning.
Driving to class, it's 103 degrees right now.
Officials are warning that the high temperatures can create dangerous situations in which heat illnesses are likely to occur. These illnesses can lead to extreme dehydration, fainting, and heat stroke. With all the heat hysteria, I took advantage of the sun to make a delicious snack. When it's hot outside, they say you can fry an egg on the street. Now, today being one of the hottest days in Southern California in record for the fall, let's take a test and see if this will fry. That ought to do it. We'll come back and check on it in a couple minutes. Locals are advised to drink lots of water and stay indoors with air conditioning systems on full blast. Something Chapman student Grace Stewart won't be able to take advantage of.
Well, it actually happened last night. I was trying to sleep and I just kept getting hotter and hotter. So I went to my air conditioning unit and there was water leaking out of it. So I realized that my air conditioner broke on like the hottest day in the history of the California fall.
On Monday, the city of Fullerton hit 107 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the hottest single temperature recorded anywhere in the United States so late in the year. In downtown Los Angeles, it reached 102 degrees Fahrenheit on Tuesday, the warmest day in history for the World Series at the Dodger Stadium. Southern Californians can take a breath of cool air starting early next week. Temperatures are supposed to drop down to the high 70s starting Monday. And Grace has a plan until the heat goes away.
Tonight I'm seeking refuge at my friend's house to hopefully get a better night's sleep and stay out of the heat.
It's been about an hour since we put this puppy out to fry. We had to move her a little bit just to keep her out in the light, but it's time for the moment of truth. Oh, wow. It's actually pretty fried. Just how I like my eggs. Let's give her a taste. Farm to table, more like street to table. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Tristan Davis.
The Trump administration is declaring a public health emergency due to the growing opioid crisis in the United States. This action by the Trump administration will allow the Department of Health and Human Services to more flexibly use funds and will improve the use of telemedicine, a process of doctors prescribing opioids over the phone instead of in person. According to the New York Times, between 59 and 65,000 Americans died from drug overdoses in 2016. Because of this staggering number, some have criticized this action by the Trump administration, saying it is not a strong enough response and believe that he should have declared a national state of emergency, allowing states to receive funding from the Disaster Relief Fund. Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey called Trump's current action woefully inadequate to address the challenges we face. Federal officials responded to this criticism, telling the Washington Post that such an emergency declaration would not be a good fit for a long-time crisis and would not offer authorities that the government doesn't already have. They also mentioned that the White House is currently working with Congress to find more funding to remedy the national crisis. Washington is still buzzing about Republican Senator Jeff Flake's emotional speech on the floor of the Senate, saying he will not run again because he no longer wants to support the complicity of his own party. The senator calls his political climate under the president an alarming and dangerous state of affairs.
A moment when it seems that our democracy is more defined by our discord and our dysfunction than by our own values and principles. Let me begin by noting a somewhat obvious point, that these offices that we hold are not ours indefinitely. We're not here simply to mark time. Sustained incumbency is certainly not the point of seeking office, and there are times when we must risk our careers in favor of our principles. Now is such a time.
As an open critic of Trump, Flake had previously published an anti-Trump book in the summer. Trump responds to Flake's speech saying,
He did it the way he did it, probably, I'm very high in Arizona. I love the people. They like me. They like security at the border, all of the things. But I think I'm probably helped greatly in Arizona by what happened with Senator Flake.
Clearly, the White House supports his decision to step down.
Catalan leaders voted for secession this morning after a referendum voted earlier this month. Catalonia, one of Spain's richest regions, feels as though it is not receiving enough money back into the region from taxes. Following the vote, Spain's Senate approved measures to impose direct rule over Catalonia. Spanish leaders call the independence movement completely unconstitutional. Here's more from our weekly internationally informed report. Take a look. In this week's update with North Korea, a senior official from Pyongyang says that the threats made last month to detonate their largest hydrogen bomb over the Pacific Ocean should be taken literally. The official, Ri Yong-pil, says that North Korea has always brought their words into action. The official statement comes after President Trump's speech to the UN in which he stated the United States would totally destroy North Korea if need be. As tensions continue, we will keep you updated. Russia cast a veto this week at the United Nations Security Council to prevent the renewal of the Joint Investigative Mechanism, or JIM, which was created in 2015 to investigate and ensure the prohibition of chemical weapons. The JIM is set to report soon on who was responsible for the chemical attack on April 4th on a Syrian town held by the opposition to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Russia, who is backing the Assad regime, is attempting to protect the group even through their continued illegal use of chemical weapons.
We are very disappointed that Russia put what it considered to be political considerations over the Syrian people who were just so brutally murdered.
Tesla is owning up to their promise to bring solar power and storage projects to Puerto Rico. The Hospital del Nino was the first to receive solar as Tesla continues to rebuild the Puerto Rican energy grid. Following the damage of Hurricane Maria, these steps are providing a necessary hope to those devastated by this disaster.
As always, more updates to come. Links to these stories and more can be found at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Chapman News. With tensions all over the world, it's not surprising that we all have our fears. For the 4th year running, Chapman University has America's top fears. Brianna Greenup has the story.
With Halloween around the corner, fear is on everybody's mind.
Worked out fine.
But it's not what you
That was
might
supposed to come off on me.
Number one for the last 3 years has been corrupt government officials, about being victimized in their neighborhoods. These are the things that people are worried about much more than spiders, snakes, and snails.
In its 4th year running, Chapman University's America's Top Fears survey surpasses phobias and focuses on social issues. These include recurring fears like corrupt government officials to newcomers on the list like pollution.
It really hadn't been in our top 10 list until this year. That's clearly a reaction to our current president. We run these surveys in the spring, so this was done last May. That was right about the time that the administration was talking about withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accords. And it's clear that that struck a deep chord in the American people, and so we saw 4 different pollution items pop up.
We know what Americans fear most, but I was curious about Chapman University students. I went around campus to find out more.
Is being buried alive. Yeah. Or falling off a roof, which has happened to me.
That I won't be able to pursue the career of my dreams. So and then just not have enough money in the future, but yeah.
It's never reaching my full potential. I'm really afraid of dying, or at least dying without doing something that I felt like I was successful in.
Chapman University plans on continuing this study every year. Brianna Greenup, Chapman News.
So Adam, I watched this documentary this week on the animal food production industry, and I can safely say that that is probably one of my top fears, hence why I'm newly vegan.
Well, you better add the loss of bananas to that fear list. The world's favorite fruit might be in danger of disappearing. A variety of bananas known as the Cavendish bananas are becoming infested by a fungus known as tropical race 4. The fungus has traveled on the boots of plantation workers to Australia, Africa, and the Middle East. Scientists say that the United States' #1 supplier, Latin America, is next. TR4 is immune to fungicides and fumigants, making it virtually impossible to eradicate without having to grow entirely new plants. With Cavendish bananas representing 99% of all bananas sold in U.S. grocery stores, scientists claim this outbreak amongst plantations may start to lessen the amounts of bananas typically seen on store shelves. Hybridizing experiments in Australia over the next few years may make all the difference in saving breakfast as we know it.
After the break, Robert has some tech news to share with us.
Stand by. Stand up.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
If the national parks have their way, you'll be paying a lot more for your next family vacation. They're proposing to raise prices from $30 to $70. That's right, 70. Most of the parks that would be affected are in the West, like the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Yellowstone, and Zion. The Park Service claims they need more money to take care of basic upkeep. The public has 30 days to make their opinions known.
There may be one Obama-era decision that President Trump has been unable to overturn: the renaming of North America's tallest mountain to Denali instead of McKinley. During a weekend speech to the Alaska Federation of Natives, Trump asked the senators if they thought the name change from Mount McKinley to Denali should be reversed, and it was a unanimous no. The meeting came as Trump and the senators discussed several Obama administration moves limiting development in Alaska. In a nod to Alaska's native population, former President Barack Obama renamed Mount McKinley to Denali, its name in the indigenous language. According to a spokesperson for Senator Lisa Murkowski, Trump did not indicate an explicit desire to change the name, but simply asked if it was something that he should do. The senators declined, choosing instead to continue to honor the Alaska native population.
Snapchat video recording spectacles, but with pressure from rival Instagram, the company's big bet may have cost them big bucks. Robert Rosenfeld explains the trouble in tech paradise on this week's Week in Tech.
Just days after its release, owners of Google's new Pixel 2 smartphone are taking to social media to complain of a noticeable burn-in issue occurring on the displays of their brand new phones. Android Central broke the story late last week that has quickly snowballed after dozens of customers have come forward and complained of this issue. Now, burn-in itself happens when a static, non-moving image is displayed on the screen for a very long time, causing it to leave an outline or a ghost-like image behind in its place. Google issued a statement earlier this week saying that it is actively investigating the issue, but as of now, there's not a whole lot customers affected by this issue can do, besides return the phone or wait to see what Google has to say in the next few weeks. Snapchat spectacles sizzled into season last November, becoming one of the hottest and rarest gadgets on the market, but just about a year later, no one really seems to want them. News site The Information reported earlier this week that when the initial buzz of Snap Inc.'s video recording sunglasses overtook techies, the company got a little too enthusiastic and ordered a large quantity of spectacles to be built and ready to stock in the company's Snapbot vending machines. But a lot has changed in 11 months, and with the rise of Instagram stories overtaking much of Snapchat's active user base, combined with the wide availability of spectacles on the web, the $17 billion tech company is reportedly left with hundreds of thousands of unsold specs. And a happy belated birthday to the original Apple iPod, which turned 16 years old this past Monday. The device was a first of its kind when it launched back in 2001, competing head-to-head with top products like the Sony Walkman. Steve Jobs introduced the iPod at an intimate event at Apple's Cupertino headquarters, boasting of its high-speed FireWire port, the innovative click-wheel technology, and its massive 5GB mechanical hard drive that could hold up to 1,000 songs in your pocket. The original iPod design was discontinued back in 2014, and the current iPod lineup still exists, but probably not for long, mainly dwarfed by the mighty Apple device that was introduced just 6 years later, the iPhone. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and that's The Week in Tech.
African Americans that flying on American Airlines could subject them to disrespectful, discriminatory, or unsafe conditions. The NAACP issued 4 incidents that reflected what they called prejudicial behavior. This includes instances in which African American passengers were either removed from a flight or forced to give up a first-class seat on the carrier's planes. On Wednesday, American Airlines CEO Doug Parker said that he was disappointed by the advisory and requested a meeting with the leaders of the NAACP. In a letter to his employees, Parker explained that American Airlines will not and does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
Oh my gosh, Adam, how are you wearing that right now? It's so hot.
Oh, Caitlin, thank you very much.
Oh,
I tried a little bit this
no,
morning.
not what I meant. Okay, weather, please explain to Adam that it's hot outside, not in here.
Caitlin, Adam, you might want to rethink what you're wearing because temperatures are rising as we speak. It's going to be a clear and sunny day here in Orange with a high of 88 degrees and humidity as high as 58%, which is a nice change from the dry weather we've been experiencing lately. Now on to the Orange County forecast. Looking up and down the coast, temperatures are lower as expected, but they're still warm, so it might be a good day to head down to the beach. It's gonna be 78 degrees in Newport Beach, 77 in Laguna, and 79 in San Clemente. Heading over to the Southern California forecast, it's going to be pretty consistent throughout the region, all this warm weather from 81 degrees up in Santa Barbara, 88 in Los Angeles, 89 in Anaheim, and 81 in San Diego. And if you feel like you want to beat the heat, maybe head up to Big Bear Lake because it's a crisp 71 degrees versus that scorching hot weather in Palm Springs at 98 degrees. Now looking at our 5-day outlook, it's going to stay hot, consistently hot throughout the weekend up until Monday when things cool down at a high of 72 degrees. And this is great news for trick-or-treaters who are afraid of sweating through their costumes. It's going to be a high of 70 on Tuesday and a low of 55, so they might actually need a sweater. So that's all I've got for weather. I hope you guys have a beautiful sunny California day and have a safe and spooky Halloween. Now on to Tim with sports.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Tim Wolf. This afternoon, you'll be getting a crash course in This Week in Sports, and what better way to start off than with the team that everyone is talking about right now? Not that team. The Dodgers are 2 games into the World Series. On August 22nd, Sports Illustrated released their latest magazine with a cover boasting the Dodgers as potentially the greatest team of all time. They claimed it was the Dodgers' destiny to win the World Series and go down in history. That's a bold statement. But is it as bold as what happened 2 years ago when Sports Illustrated claimed the Astros would win the Fall Classic in 2017? The Astros AAA affiliate, the Fresno Grizzlies, even announced they would give away replica 2017 World Series rings before realizing they might be jinxing themselves and killing the promotion. But with both teams now in the championship series, only one team can be destined to be champion. In the words of Heath Ledger's Joker, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. The Dodgers looked to be far and away the better team on Tuesday night, but the Astros came back storming on Wednesday. On the first pitch of the series, Chris Taylor hits a home run, his 3rd of the postseason, and the Dodgers set the tone early with that one. Next up, Alex Bregman. Still 1-0, but he's going to change that. Tie ball game going into the 4th now after that home run. The Astros doing their best to make this a good series. Justin Turner, 3rd baseman, with his 6th bomb of the playoffs. And that would be all the scoring in Game 1. The Dodgers are going to take that one 3-1. Up 1-0 at home in Chavez Ravine. The Astros coming back. Marwin Gonzalez hammers one beyond center off Kenley Jansen in the bottom of the 9th. It's going to be tied, and the Astros trying to tie this series up. Cody Bellinger gets a hold of that one. It's going, but it's short. And to extra innings we go. In the 10th inning, Jose Altuve hits another dinger on the postseason. Carlos Correa, his teammate, goes back-to-back. That puts the Astros up by 2 and makes it tough for the Dodgers to climb back. But Yasiel Puig smokes one into the left field bleachers. He's going to strut around the bases. This one's not over yet. Yasiel Puig with another homer. Enrique Hernandez is going to single and drive home. Logan Forsythe, that ties it back up in the 11th now. George Springer goes opposite field for a 2-run shot. Astros up 2 again. They are the first team in World Series history to homer in the 9th, 10th, and 11th innings of a single game. And here in the bottom half of the inning, Charlie Culberson homers again and digs into that Astros lead. It's now 7-6 Astros. The Dodgers not giving up just yet, and Yasiel Puig gonna be struck out. Davinsky ends that one. Series goes to Houston, tied 1 game apiece. The series is going to go to Houston tonight for a pivotal Game 3. First pitch is at 5:09. Yu Darvish will take the mound for the Dodgers, and he will battle it out with the Astros' Lance McCullers Jr. With all the baseball, football, and basketball going on right now, it can be easy for soccer to get lost in the mix. But our Athlete of the Week made sure that her team stays in the spotlight. Sophomore defender Faith Holloway lifted women's soccer to a victory over Redlands last week, scoring on a corner kick header to put away the Bulldogs 1-0. Brenny Seipold hosts Faith on this week's iteration of our most popular sports segment, where she puts her basketball skills to the test. Don't you mean soccer? Nope. Check it out.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with our Athlete of the Week, aka soccer superstar, Faith Holloway. Faith, thank you so much for being here with us. So you're only a sophomore. How does it feel to already be named Athlete of the Week?
I know that there's a lot of qualified people out there, but it's good to know that my hard work is paying off, and I look forward to what the next 2 years have in store.
So you play center defender, and I know it's difficult for you to be able to score a goal, but you've already scored 2 in your career.
Well, as a center back, I don't really get the opportunity to attack or put balls in the back of the net much, but I do get to go up for corner kicks, and that's how I scored.
So the past 2 games, there have been 2 shutouts. What do you think that says about your team's work ethic?
We're a very young team. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and we have a lot of new players this year, and they're all very talented, and we're a talented team, but it took a while to build that team chemistry. And I think just coming back from some of the struggles that we had earlier in the year, this definitely demonstrates all the work that we've done and that we continue to work, and we're now getting the results that we want. Brenny's going to try to shoot a 3-pointer, and I'm going to try to kick a 3-pointer.
You worried?
Yeah, a little bit.
When was the last time you shot a basketball?
Probably high school gym class.
After seeing that one, how much more confident are you?
You know, I don't know if I could do much better, but we'll see.
Oh, that was actually very close.
Not mad. I'm just disappointed.
We might be here all day.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
really bummed about that one. So our last attempt at the competition didn't go as planned. So
Definitely
now
not.
we're going to try to hit that lamppost from midway through this field.
I hit the cameraman!
Great kid! Don't get cocky!
You know, I'm still a little frustrated, especially about the one that hit the rim, but, you know, I'll take the win.
Thanks for watching this week's Athlete of the Week.
And the athletes are still undefeated. It's almost like they're the ones playing college athletics instead of us for a reason. If the best campus sports show hasn't given you your fill of Chapman athletics, you can check out some important matchups happening in Orange over the weekend. Kicking off the weekend, we have an evening match between Lady Panthers volleyball and Pomona Pitzer. After that, we have a stacked Saturday full of action. Our Athlete of the Week, Faith Holloway, and women's soccer will start the day with a game against Laverne at 11. On the other side of Ernie Chapman Stadium, men's water polo will be playing at the same time against Orange Coast College. And the headlining event of the weekend, Panthers football will look to continue its SCIAC Conference winning streak against the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen. You can watch me doing color commentary for that one on our very own Chapman Sports Broadcasting Network. That's all I have for you guys here today on the Best Campus Sports Show. Go to ChapmanSportsBroadcastNetwork.com to see our full broadcast of the Panthers football game on Saturday. The pregame show starts at 6:50 p.m. Until then, I'm going to give it back to Adam and Caitlin.
Finally.
Bud tells us about her encounter with Harvey Weinstein.
And Jess and I go on a hunt to find what has been lost, revealing info about the new season of Stranger Things.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University.
Thanks.
A diverse, well-rounded education. Art, dance, music, theater. Empower your future. The performing arts at Chapman University. Create.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
More than 60 women have come forward to accuse disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein of sexual harassment, or worse. Today, one of the early accusers, actor Ashley Judd, came forward to tell her story to ABC's Diane Sawyer. Judd says she was trapped in his hotel room as he propositioned her, and she refused. She says she came up with a proposition that she thought would flatter his ego.
And finally, I just said, when I win an Oscar in one of your movies, okay? And he was like, yeah, when you get nominated. I said, no, when I win an Oscar. And then I just fled. Which I think, you know, am I proud of that? I'm of two minds. The part that shames myself says no. The part of me that understands the way shame works says that was absolutely brilliant. Good job, kid. You got out of there. Well done. It's a very important word.
Fats Domino, the rhythm and blues legend from New Orleans, died on Tuesday in his home in Harvey, Louisiana. Antoine Domino Jr. was 89 years old and was well known for his boogie-woogie piano and nonchalant vocals heard on dozens of his hits. Mr. Domino was well known throughout his hometown of New Orleans, especially for some of his top pop hits through the 1950s and early 60s, such as Blueberry Hill and Ain't It a Shame. Even Elvis Presley acknowledged Mr. Domino as a predecessor, as he sold 65 million singles in those years, putting him right behind Elvis. Mr. Domino's debut single, The Fat Man, is credited by some as the first ever rock and roll record. His music was most popular in the 1950s, and he is known as one of the first rhythm and blues artists to gain popularity in a white audience. Mr. Domino has a legacy that will live on in New Orleans, and he's leaving behind big shoes to fill. We thank those artists who spend their lives to entertain the world.
And with that in mind, Alana, what's new in entertainment?
Thanks, Caitlin. So today kicks off Halloween, and if you're still stressing about your costume, you are not alone. So luckily, if you're thinking of going as a celebrity, we have all the inspo you need from the experts themselves. Other celebrities.
Last year, Kylie Jenner was completely unrecognizable dressed as early 2000s Christina Aguilera. Her Halloween was documented in this series of Snapchats. Queen Bey gave her crown up to Blue Ivy when she dressed her as the King of Pop in 2014. The year it happened, Paris Hilton impersonated Miley's 2013 VMA look, foam finger and all. And Miley herself emulated Lil' Kim in a spot-on pink getup and purple wig. Aziz Ansari transformed himself into pop artist The Weeknd with the help of an iconic wig and a leather jacket. And of course, every year, Ellen DeGeneres is known for her hilarious celebrity costumes, from Jennifer Lopez to Sofia Vergara to Nicki Minaj to Sia.
We can't wait to see what crazy costumes the stars think up this year. For those friend groups dressing up as the tight-knit cast from Sex and the City, I have really bad news. After much anticipation and hinting towards a Sex and the City 3 movie, it was announced that the project has been called off, and fans are pointing the finger at the only actress who declined the role, Kim Cattrall, aka Samantha Jones. She later explained that in real life, the foursome aren't what they appear in the series.
You never really got on. You never really got on.
We've never been friends. We've been colleagues. And in some ways, it's a very healthy place to be.
Ouch. Sarah Jessica Parker says that she finds it disappointing for that fan base that has been so vocal in wanting another movie. But Cattrall says she was simply making an empowered decision to end one chapter and start another. Another chapter that's coming to a close. Almost exactly 4 years after Paul Walker's fatal car accident, his daughter Meadow has settled her wrongful death lawsuit against Porsche. The 18-year-old filed the suit in 2015 on the basis that the actor had initially survived the crash, but was unable to escape due to a faulty seatbelt. This comes after the devoted daughter began the Paul Walker Fund in 2015 to support causes her father cared about, such as the environment and animal rights. We're proud of the little starlet for her hard work honoring her father. We are also feeling very proud to attend the same film school as the Duffer Brothers, whose second season of their hit Netflix show Stranger Things is coming out today.
Hey, did you guys hear the Duffer Brothers are coming today?
Wait, today?
Today.
Oh my gosh. Wait, it's because season 2 of Stranger Things premieres tonight. Oh my gosh, it's tonight?
Yes, it's
we
tonight.
We have to watch it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, cool. Tristan? He was right there. What's happening?
That is so weird. Oh my god.
11?
Jess, this is scaring me.
Okay, me too, but maybe we can rewatch season 1 to figure out what we missed and to help us.
Okay, and I know that's why we need season 2 to help us figure this out.
Okay.
Okay, well, as a recap, 11 just went missing.
Yeah.
And writers say that we're gonna find her in the next season, but it's gonna be an epic discovery.
Okay, so maybe we can look at the released episode titles to help us get any clues.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's find it. Jess?
The Lost Brother? That has to be Tristan.
We have to find him.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Jess, we're never gonna find Tristan.
No, wait, Kate, I see a light in there. Let's go.
Okay, last stop.
Hey guys.
What are you doing?
I'm just watching season 2 of Stranger Things.
Tristan, where you've been?
Yeah, the whole time.
Oh my god, we've been looking for you everywhere.
Literally everywhere, Tristan.
We were scared to death.
Okay, well,
I guess we're just gonna have to join you and watch season 2 of Stranger Things.
alright guys, go home. Don't be too scared. Check out season 2 of Stranger Things. Tonight is the premiere.
Now.
Woo! Let's go, Jess. Grab the popcorn. If you need a break from binge watching season 2, check out the Duffer Brothers teaching a class right here at Dodge at 2 p.m. today. That's all I have in entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Caitlin, when was the last time you carved a pumpkin?
June 17th, 5 p.m.
That's oddly specific.
I love pumpkins. So, right now, Matt is picking some out at a pumpkin patch. Matt, what do you have for us?
And we also
Hey guys, what's up? Thank you. I'm actually here at the Irvine Railroad Park at their pumpkin patch. I've made some friends. We got Sarah and Emily. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Look we got some face painting here. How long did this pumpkin take you?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Well, it must not have taken that long if you don't even know. What have you guys done today? You did some cookie decorating?
Yes.
What kind of cookie?
I don't.
Oh, you guys, they were not camera shy before. They were hitting me with their animals. We're here at the ring toss. This is amazing, right? There's so much to do here. There's a haunted house. There's a train track. There's pumpkin picking. There's so many pumpkins. Have you guys picked your pumpkin yet?
Our mom won't let us.
She won't let you pick a pumpkin?
No.
Well, why don't I just give you this pumpkin right now? And don't tell your mom. Oh, you already have one. She has a pumpkin on her face and on her. And I have a pumpkin on me too. Let's do the pumpkin ring toss. Down? All right, this is for you. So this is happening all weekend. It goes through Halloween. So come on down. It's an awesome family-friendly event. Also just fun to come. Perfect for Instagrams. You're looking to get that nice little festive touch. Hit it up. Thanks, Emily. Thank you. All right, ready? Let's do it. Okay. Get it. Ah. Well, we all failed on that, but it's fine. Do you guys have any last words?
No.
No?
No.
No? Well, what are you waiting for? Head on down to the Irvine Railroad Park. What was that, Emily?
I have one more.
You have one?
I have a jewel.
You have a jewel?
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Emily has a jewel. What are you waiting for? Irvine, Pumpkin Patch, all this week through Halloween. Thanks for joining me, guys.
You're welcome.
Now back to the desk.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Thanks for the info, Matt. I'm definitely going to head out and grab some pumpkins. Do you want to join me?
Oh my gosh, Adam, I thought you'd never ask.
Trick-or-treaters got a head start on Halloween last night. Brianna Greenup has a story.
Halloween might be 4 days away, but that didn't stop the trick-or-treaters of Orange. The 21st annual Treats in the Streets brought together people of all ages, including some that have been here since the beginning.
I've been going to this since the very first one. I'm an Orange resident. I'm 24 years old, so do the math, I was 3 years old the very first one. And it's really fun to be here in full official capacity.
I came out here to see the spirit of Orange because they do this every year, and I'm interested what kind of costumes are. I've seen some very cool looking costumes. They surprised me.
So what's your costume?
My costume? I'm a teenager.
And while some were here to challenge the crowd for candy, others were here to challenge the Jedi.
In about 8 to 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every year it ends with us doing a show and photos.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite part about it?
Just the kids. The kids light up when they see the sabers and we're, all of us in costume, like a big group in costume. It's pretty overwhelming.
And members of the Saber Guild don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Cynthia and Tom Brandon have been doing this since 1980.
And they said, how long are you going to do this? I said, until we can't do it anymore.
Right, because I want to keep Leia going because Carrie's gone.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. And
for
her
the
mother,
kids.
too, is gone.
Whether you're a clown, a princess in a gown, or just strolling around town, Treats in the Streets has something for everybody. This is Brianna Greenup in the Orange Circle, Chapman News.
Well, that's all we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and check out our website at chapmannews.tv. I'm Caitlin Moore.
And I'm Adam Winton. See you next time on Chapman News.